I was at 1% on Wednesday. It's been 5 days since I've been to the gym.
The only way that you are going to be able to accomplish your goals is by showing up and getting it done on the difficult days.
That last attempt just ended my workout immediately.
My name is Leif, and I started the vegan gym in 2017. My goal is to prove to everyone that you can be super healthy and fit as a vegan. And to prove that, I want to share my whole health and fitness journey with tons of data and information. You're watching episode 4.
So I just got back from my trip yesterday and feeling a little bloated, wasn't following kind of my exact normal nutrition plan. So I was just kind of eating on the go. I hit 2 workouts while I was traveling and that felt good, but we'll see how this workout feels. Something more intense than what I've been doing the past few days. All right, so just got all my check-in measurements done and got my weigh-in done. All my measurements either stay the same or kind of went slightly in the opposite direction that I want them to. That's just part of the process. Sometimes you're gonna have those weeks where things are heading in the wrong direction, and eventually you'll kind of push through those slow points. It's always a bummer to see your measurements heading in the opposite direction than you want them to. You just kind of have to roll with the punches along your journey, and it's important that you learn to trust the process. I am confident that I'm gonna kind of quickly bounce back from that and see some progress next week during the measurements. There are going to be many points where you don't see progress from one day to the next, certainly, and even from 1 week to the next. So learn to zoom out and focus on how is my average weekly weight changing over time? How are my measurements changing from month to month? How are my progress photos changing from month to month? Those are kind of the more important time scales to be focusing on. Hope that helps, and I'm just going to keep showing up and doing what I've been doing because I know that it's going to keep working. So let's do it. Let's get it done. It's actually a scale from our house. That's how committed I am to getting accurate measurements every single day. That way, we can at least try to do our best to eliminate measurement error by using different scales. Let's see where we're at. 193.8. I feel really good right now. I'm surprised my body weight measurement is so high because I actually feel pretty light and tight, and that's a good feeling. Crush a workout, and then maybe make some pizza later. Try to pack in some calories. That's the plan for today. Let's crush it. All right, we got 425 on the bar. This is going to be a PR beltless for sumo deadlifts. Let's get it. All right, that felt pretty solid. All right, we're going to go up, try one more. So this is 475. As I was pulling it up, I felt a little tear in my right hamstring. Felt that last attempt at 475 for deadlifts just ended my workout immediately. Doesn't feel great. I don't think it's super serious, but it's definitely not good. Yeah, 455 moved pretty well. It was a struggle. It didn't feel like as much of a struggle as a 1 rep max typically feels. So that's why I felt inclined to jump up. I was feeling really good and wanted to try something a little heavier. I'm pretty sure that was a 50-pound PR for a beltless sumo deadlift. Should have taken the 455 as a huge win, backed off, done my working sets. Wish I could go back and undo that. Man, I was having such a good workout too. I actually met some guys at the gym, had some really great conversations. They pushed me on some exercises. I worked in with them a little bit. Also had a really cool conversation with them. I didn't say anything about veganism, but they brought it up, and after a little bit they said, "Hey man, are you vegan?" They actually brought up the ethical side of veganism and said, "Hey, we totally get it." And yeah, so just had a cool conversation there. All right, now hamstrings starting to hurt a little bit more. Well, now I'm gonna kind of talk you through how I deal with injuries. Right when something happens, if I pull something or something just doesn't feel right, I immediately stop the movement, which is what I did here. Usually when something happens, the pain doesn't set in right at the beginning. I kind of want to get a gauge for how bad this is. I am going to be babying my hamstring a ton, favoring my left leg heavily, trying to do as little as possible with my right leg. All right, let's figure it out. Hobbling around, getting it done with the nutrition, making my smoothie and some rice and tofurkey chicken. When stuff is not going the way you want with your training, you always can do your nutrition the right way. A large percentage of your results, especially when your goal is fat loss, comes down to nutrition. Nutrition is kind of the number one thing. In my opinion, it's more important than training, just in general, for health and also body composition. Training is really important as well, especially if your goal is to build muscle, get stronger. You need to be training and training pretty hard. You got to eat anyways. Why not make the right choices? That's my philosophy. I have not, thankfully, have not gotten injured much through my training, but whenever I do get some kind of injury, I immediately go into low impact recovery mode, at least for the muscle group that's gotten some kind of injury. And I'd also like to share that weightlifting just in general is super safe. Notice the time that I get injured is when I push myself to a 1 rep max. You do not need to be doing 1 rep maxes at all. You can get amazing results. In fact, that's not even going to get you the results. You need to actually do some volume. So you need to be in higher rep ranges anyways to actually be building muscle. Hit 720 for a new PR. I think I hit it for 12 reps. That's a power working out with other people who push you. It's okay to push yourself, but you do it with proper form, and generally speaking, stick with some higher rep ranges. But whether it's an injury or sickness or something happens in your personal life or family life, things will happen, and the way that you get long-term results in fitness is by doing things consistently over a long period of time. At some point, you're going to run into some challenges, run into some struggles. Do your best to maintain good attitude. For example, I didn't totally tear my hamstring. That's a win. I can still train upper body, can still build my biceps. So that's a win. There's some positives, and the number one thing is just rest, recover, crush that. Do not exert myself. Well, keeping it pretty simple today. That's going to be my next meal. Crushing some micronutrients. I'm going to get off my feet. Sit down, eat some food, get to work. Welcome to my office. So I was working on my desk a little bit, but then realized, you know what? I should be smarter and actually practice rice. So I was resting, but now I'm icing. I've got a little compression on there, and I have elevated my leg. Actually, the cold really feels nice. Doing everything we can to just bounce back as quickly as possible. So it is April 8th. We've got the solar eclipse coming through. Check out my sweet new glasses. Pretty awesome, right? And I've got a new ice pack that Amazon delivered, which is very helpful. And I've got another thing coming later that's actually going to be a little bit more of a brace, just to make sure that I'm not moving my leg. And I'm just super babying it. I'm not sure I actually need like a full brace and I could heal like this, but I'm trying to heal as quickly as possible to get back to some serious training. Anyways, just wanted to record this little clip of the solar eclipse. Hopefully we get a clear shot of this. This video, I lost my hamstring in my eyesight. All right, that was pretty sweet. I'm a huge nerd, so love space. Gonna get back to work. Got a team call in a couple minutes. Ended up getting a little bit of a slower start to the day. We're just gonna take it one day at a time and see how my hamstring is kind of coming along. So that is the current plan. So I'm going to the gym with that general plan, and then my intention is to find different exercises that feel good. I'm gonna really just be sticking with machines, most likely. Maybe doing some pull-ups, but then other than that, pretty much just do machines. I'd rather not be like lugging dumbbells around and needing to like bend over to pick them up or anything like that. So we'll see how that goes. And pretty much the main thing that I'm going to be focusing on is if I'm feeling any strain in my hamstring whatsoever for any exercises, I'm not doing those exercises. That's pretty much the main determining factor. I hope that you'll take away the idea that if you are dealing with some kind of injury, that doesn't necessarily mean, it depends on the injury, and there are lots of caveats to this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't train your body in some way. And when I do start training my lower body, I'm going to be, one, easing into it, and then two, I'm also not going to be doing any movements that require a lot of hamstring engagement. So you'll see how I kind of ease back into training and then just slowly kind of ease into doing hamstring movements over the next couple weeks, depending on how I feel. So I don't know what the timeline is, but we're going to figure it out. Let's go work out. All right, next movement is going to be a preacher curl. Going to hit some biceps. I really like this movement given my current predicament because I can sit down. I don't need to pick up dumbbells, put them down, or do anything like that. So this is going to be pretty easy. Just sit down and all the work's in the biceps. My hamstring is feeling a lot better. I did leg day last week. That's when I tore my hamstring last Sunday. Then took a rest day on Monday. On Tuesday, I did a back workout. Thursday, chest and shoulders workouts. Friday, back and arms. Yesterday, Saturday, I did chest, calves, and abs. I've just really worked to baby my hamstring and not put any strain on it. I actually ran into a physical therapist in the bathroom at the gym who kind of saw me limping around, and he said that I should actually like work it a little bit more actively. He said as long as you keep it under kind of a 4 out of 10 on the pain scale, it's going to be okay. Just be smart about it. I believe that whenever things don't go your way, always be looking for the opportunity. For me, some of the opportunity this past week was learning how to work through an injury like this. I actually have never torn my hamstring. Now I know more about how to deal with a hamstring injury. So that's one opportunity. Another one is I've been focusing more on my chest and upper back. That's a win. So in reflecting on how this happened,
I realized that I have never, ever, ever, ever attempted to do a PR an hour and a half into my workout after I've done some super heavy sets of other lifts that are targeting kind of the same muscle groups. I'm going to be jumping into my first leg day since that happened for today's workout. Let's get some snacks, let's get some workout nutrition, head to the gym for our check-in. All right, let's see where we're at. 192.4.
I'm kind of feeling bloated. Measurements weren't really where I wanted them to be. I lost half an inch in my thighs, on my right thigh, which isn't a surprise because I have been dealing with an injury. So I want to get my hamstrings engaged with some glute bridges. Some just like easy body weight kind of engagement, digging my heels in, but just trying to get ready for doing some work that I haven't done in a week. Let's try some single leg engagement. I'll try on my right side. I'm going to be very careful. Again, it's so important to listen to your body. Whenever I feel something that doesn't feel right, I'm changing the movement. Shouldn't mess around with nagging pains and injuries. Not worth it. Just throw on 135 and start warming up. Working to hit the quads and the glutes. Keeping a really narrow stance. If I feel anything that's like, it doesn't feel right, it can just be done. Feels pretty solid. So that's 135. Normally I would jump right up from here, but I'm gonna hit this for another set. All right, 185, let's see how this feels. Feels super solid. We can go up to 225, see how that feels. Felt solid. I'm not gonna go up anymore, even though I'm feeling good. Did another 1 or 2 sets of these, and then it's time for some leg press. That felt pretty good overall. I did feel my hamstring kind of towards the end of that last set, so then I backed off, called it a set, but still getting some work done, felt good. All right, just got done with leg day, felt really good. It certainly wasn't the most challenging leg work I've done, but it felt super solid because my hamstring feels good. I'm definitely not back to 100%. Still felt it a little bit here and there, but I feel like I worked it in a positive way. Time to get home and fuel up, get some work done.
It's pizza night. It was supposed to be pizza night last Sunday, but then I screwed up my hamstring. So I had to be the bearer of bad news to my girlfriend and tell her that, hey, I'm not really feeling like getting up and making pizza. Now we're getting it done. We're going to be making some ultra thin pizza. The cool thing about this is that one crust is 360 calories. We're going to be using some barbecue sauce as the base. We're also going to be using some red bell pepper that's going to be diced up and some onion that'll be diced up as well. You know, we should actually throw in some spinach. Then we also have this tofurkey plant-based chicken. You put it in the oven for really just like 8 minutes. Good to go.
We can make healthier options of these traditionally less nutritious foods, such as pizza.
I woke up at least 10 times throughout the night and was not feeling good at all. I decided that I wanted to do 5 days, these next 5 days, with a diet break. Just eating intuitively, which is going to mean quite fewer calories. And I just want to hit kind of the reset button. My calories are going to drop probably to around 2,500, 2,700 or so. So I will be ending up kind of around maintenance calories. And maintenance means that I am consuming the same number of calories roughly that I burn in a day, which means the input equals the output for my total energy expenditure. I'm 43 days in, according to the bathroom scale. I've gained about 12 pounds. That's like a decent amount of weight to put on in a month and a half. I very genuinely thought I was going to gain 10 pounds through this whole period. Now we're up beyond that in the first half. I gotta be honest, I really have my sights set on 200. I have only been over 200 once, and I was only there for maybe a month or two, and then I cut back. I have found really great results, and I found really great results with clients by taking a diet break every 4, maybe 6, possibly 8 weeks, depending on how the person is feeling. I just kind of feel like that's what I need right now. Reset mentally, hopefully improve my sleep a little bit, see how I'm feeling with that. Maybe I'll learn something through this process in terms of kind of how my digestion affects my sleep. That's where my head's at. I just realized what an issue is. Ingredients: organic pumpkin protein, watermelon seed protein. Watermelon. I don't know why I didn't read the ingredients earlier. I got some allergy testing done, and the one food that was off the charts in terms of sensitivity, like all the way red, was a watermelon. And I love watermelon. I have been seriously bloated, like uncomfortable, like gassy, just not feeling good. And I think we just found out why. My weigh-in this morning was 194.2. So that is an all-time high from this bulking journey. We got leg day. It's gonna be a quick little workout. Kind of same thing with the diet break. I'm taking an easier workout week. So that's what we got.
It is Sunday, April 21st, and we are back to bulking. Had a good last 5 days. We've got another 47 days to absolutely crush, and that's what we're gonna do. All right, weigh-in time. Let's see where we're at. 192.6. We peaked at 194.2 5 days ago. Shoulders, new high. Left bicep, new high. Right bicep, new high. Left forearm, new high. Right forearm, falling behind. So I'm feeling really solid right now. I still feel my hamstring a little bit when I'm training legs. I have not done any direct hamstring training. Feeling ready to hit these next 47 days super hard. We're gonna start with a leg day. All right, just hit hamstrings for the first time in 2 weeks now. I started really light, started with 10 pounds and felt pretty good. So went up to 25, and then I eventually went up to 55 pounds. Felt solid, didn't feel any pain. That's a really good sign. Going to be doing some squats and hamstring training and just kind of going back and forth, keeping it light on the right hamstring and going a little heavier on the left. So all right, we got 315 on the bar. I haven't done this for a long time. Gonna go for 3. I don't remember the last time I did this without a belt. So we'll see how that goes. I've been really trying to build my core strength, and this is not a 1 rep max. So I'm not playing that game again. And this is at the beginning of my workout. So I think it makes sense. Let's do it. Man, that felt great. Felt tight. Core felt solid. I have certainly never done 315 with my heels elevated, doing a super close stance. I'll take it. Solid. We had a fantastic workout. My hamstrings feel solid, and also crushed squats. My right knee has actually been bothering me a little bit, like pre-squats. It doesn't hurt, but every time I go upstairs, it makes this like old man creaky sound. Felt it a little bit when I was doing leg extensions, but didn't feel too bad. Anyways, we are refueling post a good workout. The target for today is 3,700 calories, which is 1,000 calories more than I ate yesterday. So we gotta pack it in. Smoothie, tofurkey chicken, broccoli over some rice with some trusty table tasty. That's the meal. Back to bulking. All right, I'm heading to my midpoint DEXA scan check-in. Overall, your body comp is top notch, A+. Okay, so my total mass has increased 3.3 pounds since I got my last scan. Body fat percentage has increased by 0.6%, so I'm now at 13.3%. My lean mass has increased by 1.5 pounds, somewhere around kind of a half and half for lean mass and body fat gains. And interestingly, my visceral fat decreased a little bit. It was 0.17 pounds and now it's 0.07. All right, that's where we're at. I did not train earlier today because I was getting this DEXA scan. You're not supposed to eat or drink before that or work out, so I'm gonna go do that now. All right, feels pretty good. My hamstring is not bothering me at all. It's been 2.5 weeks now. Feels good. So let's go up. That's pretty heavy. I've been doing more unilateral training, one leg at a time, because my right side, my right leg, is smaller and weaker than my left leg. So I want to be sure to work them independently, and I want to be sure that when I'm doing any exercise, if I do both legs at the same time, for example with leg extensions, then when I start getting fatigued in my right leg, my left leg is just going to naturally take over and do most of the work. That's not going to help my right leg actually develop. Legs feel solid, hamstring feels solid, feel good about the weight that I was pushing for that squat press. All in all, good workout.
I feel like I got walloped. This is exactly where I've been for the last 2 days. Extreme exhaustion. I've had a fever on and off, mostly on for the last 48 hours. It's a period of high stress the whole night. In fact, I spent 16 hours and 29 minutes in the high stress zone. I slept most of the day yesterday, 4.5, 5 hours yesterday during the day. It's pretty rare that I get sick. I don't even remember the last time I injured myself. Not sure that I've ever torn a muscle. So somehow you get injured for the first time in like 4 years and then also get sick. This Balkan period is testing me. Not everything happens according to plan. You gotta play the hand that you're dealt. Yeah, adversity shows you what you're really made of. I had about 800 calories yesterday, and about 1,000 calories today. Anti-bulking nutrition. Not ideal. Really hoping I'm gonna feel better tomorrow. There's a ton of work to do. Gonna do my best to rest hard, recover hard, get back to it.
So this is my recovery score according to Whoop. I was at 1% on Wednesday and now 74% today. It's been 5 days since I've been to the gym. When you're coming back from being sick, you don't want to like jump right back in and try to go full speed. Typically, Sunday would be a leg day, which is the most challenging workout. So instead of doing that, I'm going to do just an arm day. I'm just gonna feel out this workout and just do kind of whatever I feel like. I feel like I'm just kind of coming back to life. The last few weeks in particular have just felt extra stressful. So I kind of just feel like maybe it was an accumulation of a lot of stuff, and then normally it wouldn't have been enough to totally knock me sideways. So last time I stepped on a scale was Tuesday, April 30th. It is Sunday, May 5th. That weight was my all-time high, 194.2. Over the last 4 days, I averaged somewhere a little below 1,500 calories per day. 1,500 calories. I've been normally eating over double that. Nothing feels good, haven't been eating. I've been on the worst bulking nutrition plan ever the last handful of days. 191.0. Okay, I actually thought, I was expecting it to be under 190 pounds. I don't feel terrible about that. But still, I lost over 3 pounds in the past 5 days. You know what? The scale doesn't dictate your progress. Body measurements don't dictate your progress. How you look in the mirror doesn't dictate your progress. There's no like one thing that dictates your progress. At the end of the day, How do you feel? Too bad this didn't happen when I was shredding. I would have been. So now we'll see body measurements, and I'm expecting all those to be just a little under where I'd like them to be. Wow, we're on a struggle bus today. I forgot how to measure myself. My brain's not quite working yet. Shoulders down 0.6 inches, holy. All right, now you're gonna see Leif fire up. Just kidding, you have to keep calm. When it doesn't go your way, gotta be zen. 41 and a quarter, are you serious? Good grief, we're down a lot. You know what it feels like when you've just been off your game for a little bit? Part of you just like, I don't wanna get back into it because I know like I've slipped. Yeah, it's not a great feeling. At the end of the day, something like this happens, what you can do is make the best decision for your next step. I've got a full day of opportunity for me to make the best of a poor situation, put on your gym clothes and go ahead and work out. All right, so I'm actually feeling pretty decent. I feel just like generally fatigued. Like the size of my gas tank is just much smaller than it typically is. Got a little bit of work to do there. So you know your body best, you know how your body feels, you know like all the little aspects of your body that other people don't. And as I was doing those bicep curls, looking in the mirror, I could see some like upper chest striations, like some new muscles that honestly I don't think I've ever seen before. Historically, I haven't really been doing that much upper chest work specifically, and Daniel has me doing a lot of upper chest focused movements. So that has, I think, been really helpful, and I have noticed that I have a much stronger upper chest as a result.
This bulking journey has been a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. We all face adversity. We all face struggles. Whether you're dealing with injuries or life stressors or any kind of adversity, I want you to understand that you're not alone, that this is part of the process, and that you are capable of pushing through really challenging times to ultimately accomplish your goals. I don't want to just have some highlight reel that you can watch and think, wow, must be easy for him, because that's not the reality. And if I were to go back and share any kind of inspirational content, I would want to show my younger self this part of the journey. This is the only way that you are going to be able to accomplish your goals, is by showing up and getting it done on the difficult days. It's never going to feel like the right time to get started, and there's going to be roadblocks along your journey. So might as well start now. So I hope that this video brought you some value. I hope that this inspired you in some way to push through when times are challenging. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't seen my other videos along my health and fitness journey, you can check those out as well. Those are linked in the description. Please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a future video of this series and also our other educational content. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.